Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. I am outraged. I'm looking at today's Los Angeles Times. Page A23 of today's Los Angeles Times. I'm sure many of you are in your cars or just don't read the newspaper anymore. Look at the profit and loss statements of most publishing companies right now. Newspapers are getting hammered. But on page 823 of today's Los Angeles Times, there is an ad for a jeweler. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to give the name of the jeweler out of the air because I'm sure that part of the plan here was to get me or people like me to go on the air and give out their name on the air so they'll get some free publicity. You don't want the kind of publicity you're about to get here if you're that jewelry store. So I'm going to leave them out. I'm sure those of you who see the ad, who listen to this show, will be outraged and will make your discontent known to them according. This is a jewelry store that says it's having its biggest liquidation sale in 31 years. Have you seen this ad yet? This is a newspaper ad in today's Los Angeles Times. Unbelievable. They say it's their biggest liquidation sale in 31 years. Does that mean they were selling diamonds today for less than they were 31 years ago? I doubt that. The only pertinent part of the ad, the only thing that got my attention and has me steaming, here's what it said. Listen to this. And if any of you pussies subscribe to this or believe this, boy, I'd love to get my hands on you for 5 minutes on the phone. I would love it. Here is what it says. I'm quoting. When your wife is happy, your life is happy. Then in very large type below that line it says, happy wife equals happy life. Then it goes on to say they've got diamond solitaires for $1,995 for 1 carat, $49.95 for 2 carats, $89.50 for 3 carats, $13,950 for 4 carats. And it's got pictures of various diamonds and various settings and what have you, clearly implying that if you go out and spend $8,000 for a ring for your wife, she'll be happy, and then your life will be happier. They can't possibly believe this, can they? If you need to buy your wife a diamond ring to make her happy and therefore make you happy, you married the wrong person. Period. This is outrageous. Why would any man whose testicles are attached respond to an ad like this? You have got to be kidding. It's an outrage. The only reason I'm not giving out the name and address of this store is because they'd be thrilled to get the free publicity, which I'm not going to give them. But any red-blooded American male with balls would never go to a store that has an ad like that. Never. The reality is, if you want to make your wife happy, buy her a CZ ring and tell her it's a diamond. She'll find out after you're divorced. She realizes the thing is worth $400, not $4,000 or $8,000. That's what you do. A happy wife equals a happy life. The clear implication in that message is if you spend money on your wife, she'll get off your back and you'll be happier. It's even insulting to wives. I mean, imagine this. All women are not gold diggers, although many of you say I've said the exact opposite. All women are not gold diggers. There are plenty of women who are perfectly happy just to be happy. They don't need you to buy a 3 or a 4 or a 5 carat diamond ring to be happy. They're just happy. Some of them may be fugly. Some of them may be fat and getting fatter. I don't know. But the point is, women like that, you don't have to buy them diamond rings to make them happy and then to make your life happy. I mean, imagine if you had an ad for like a health spa in one of these health clubs. It says, when your husband is happy, your life is happy. And then it says below that, lose weight equals marriage great. I mean, come on. This is the exact same thing in reverse. I have to buy her an expensive diamond ring, which is on sale according to the people who are running the ad. I'm supposed to buy her an expensive diamond ring to keep her trap shut so I can be happy. Hell, for $9,000, I could get a divorce with the best divorce lawyer in town. I'd be a lot happier, and then I wouldn't have to keep buying jewelry for my wife in order to keep her off my back. This ad is an outrage. Would you shop at a store with an ad like this? Are you outraged by this as I am?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Tom, you're amazing. I love you. Do you know that? I still love you. You are my strength. You are my everything.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show from Dallas at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's our telephone number. Fernando on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I'm okay, Fernando.
You didn't say do you really care, but that's all right. You know what? That ad, I totally agree with you. I completely agree with you. That ad is total BS.
Would you ever shop at a store with an ad like that?
No. Hell, as a matter of fact, not only would I not shop at a store, but my wife, who I personally think is a 10, she's about 5 foot tall, 90 pounds, drop-dead gorgeous, tight, athletic body. If she were to see that ad, let's say if she saw that ad at the storefront, she'd probably go off on the manager. She probably would, because my wife can't stand that. My wife and I, we were talking about diamond rings, specifically diamond rings, 2 days ago. One of her coworkers, one of these attention whores, sat there and told my wife that a diamond ring makes every woman happy and that every woman's dream is to have a diamond ring. And my wife damn near slapped her silly. She couldn't believe it. She said, what are you talking about? That's ridiculous. You're going to base your entire happiness off of a ring instead of your relationship?
Well, again, we keep hearing it. It's all about the love. It's nothing to do with money, and therefore you should not need a diamond ring, and certainly not an expensive one. I'll tell you that.
No, absolutely not. I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary tomorrow, okay? When I got married, I didn't have enough money for a ring, so she bought all the rings. She bought her ring and my ring. And she's got a small little diamond. There's nothing to brag about, nothing to brag about. My anniversary's tomorrow. I bought her a brand new computer. She bought me a brand new 43-inch plasma.
I love that.
Okay? For my wife, money is, we have separate bank accounts. We don't mix our money. She's got her bills that she pays. I have my bills that I pay. We share the expenses 50-50, and it's a done deal. Done.
Well, that's certainly better stuff to spend money on. Diamond is a complete waste of money. If you're in a happy marriage, you're never going to sell it. So no matter what it's worth or what it costs, it is an asset that is of no use.
That's right.
You can't use it. You can't do anything with it, and ultimately it will probably be sold by your heirs. Also, if you get divorced, like half of America, all you're doing is giving her a down payment on her new life
and a new husband or boyfriend.
Right.
You know, I see so many people get into marriages for the absolute wrong reasons. My wife and I, both of us, we were 100% completely against marriage. We didn't believe in it. Neither one of us did.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we ended up getting married. We've been married for 5 years. We have a great relationship. She takes me to strip clubs. As a matter of fact, the last time we went to Vegas, she took me to the Crazy Horse, and, she got mad that night because she ran out of money for me. And
Look at that.
Mad.
You're doing okay.
No, I'm in a great relationship. I got a hot-looking wife. She's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And she just does not care if I want to go out with my friends, I go out with my friends. I want to go to a strip club. If she wants to come, she comes. If she doesn't want to come, she lets me go. But I'm from New Orleans originally, and I got a lot of friends back in the South. And these guys, it's like they're in slavery. They can't do anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys like that, unfortunately. I talk to them all the time. John on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, John.
Well, Tom, clearly either the PR person or the person that wrote this article is abroad.
Well, I can tell you the ad includes, it's very good instincts on your part. The ad includes a picture of a woman whose name is Odette, O-D-E-T, who is the vice president. And it says here, brighten your, it's like her face in a picture. And a little bubble coming out of her, or a balloon coming out of her face. It says, brighten your lives, plural, by giving her the diamond of her dreams. And I guarantee the lowest prices in America in writing.
Yeah, diamond of her dreams. The diamond of some guy's nightmare. I'm a six-figure guy, Tom. I invest. And guys out there, diamonds are not a good investment. Like Tom said, your heirs are going to either sell it or what are they going to do? Bury her with it so it winds up in a grave or whatever? Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Tom, blow me up.
Here you go. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Pete on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Pete.
How are you today?
Do you care?
I do care, Tom.
I'm doing great.
Well, I just wanted to give a call and basically tell all these guys out there spending so much money for diamonds. They're just spending so much money and wasting their money away and making me rich. I'm 24 and I drive a 600 Mercedes because of stupid guys out there investing into diamonds and buying jewelry from me for their stupid girlfriends.
How much is the markup on those diamonds, Pete?
Well, let's say if it costs to make an engagement ring, if it costs $400, they will usually sell it for from $2,000 to $3,000.
Wow.
So I mean, you get the picture.
That's a 500% markup.
Yep. And if for the smart guys out there that want to buy a cubic zirconia, which is a CZ, it only costs $1. So
it costs $1 to you, and how much do you sell that for?
They could get that for $200.
So that's an even bigger markup. You make a bigger profit on the fake time.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
wow.
I mean, stupid guys out there spend so much money, and I've been around the shopping malls, and they will just walk in there, and people will tell them $6,000, $7,000. They will still, like, right away they will buy it. And I'm like, just, like, dude, don't do it, you know. It's way too much money. It's like, it only costs $500, $1,000.
By the way, as you probably know, being in the business, one of the reasons that some jewelers give why you should buy a diamond ring is because it's a good investment.
Well, it is a good investment for people like me that know where to buy it and inside connections. It is a good investment to resell it to someone out there. But the whole engagement...
But not at a jewelry store at the mall.
No way. It's like...
No.
Why do you think they have houses on the hills and all that? Because of guys like that just walking in there and spending their 2-3 month salary for a stupid ring. Yeah. And most of the time the rings they have inclusion or they chip and they're hidden under the prongs, and people will just walk in there and have no idea that they're buying something that doesn't match the quality because of their very little knowledge about jewelry. And another thing I wanted to mention, there's a big company, I'm not sure if I could mention the name, and I'm not going to, that created this whole engagement ring in 1940, representing love and all that, and lasting whatever relationship. It's nothing but money. It's like,
wow.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I've always suspected that.
Well,
and I keep telling the guys, why are you doing this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the business, and I'm not going to spend any money on an engagement ring. The best thing she could get is a white gold cubic zirconia that it costs $200, the most. And once she divorced, she could run away with the ring.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, Pete.
Well, could you take me with a doggy style?
Take you out what?
Kobe style.
Kobe style, okay.
Thanks.
I thought you said doggy style.
Oh.
This is about us. She's so special to me. The beats in my heart. The air I breathe. She's so special to me.
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Leandra on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Leandra.
I just want to say that I totally love your show. I love you. I agree with almost everything you say. And I do agree with you on this. But I do agree that men, if they don't have the money, shouldn't spend the money. But if they do, and if they can afford it and the people have enough money, they could. I have a 3-carat diamond ring. My husband bought it for me.
But why should they do it?
Well, let me tell you from a woman's point of view how a man can benefit from it. Like right now, I'm driving. Every day when I drive, the sun glistens on my hand and it shines at me. And it makes me with a warm, happy feeling. And I think to myself, not how spoiled I am. I think, what can I do to repay my husband to make him happy today for this? And almost every day on my way home from work when I'm driving and I see it, I think, should I cook him a nice dinner? What can I do for him to make him happy? Should I do some special favors for him?
I will tell you what I think is in it for a man. I'm going to tell you. It's like, if I meet a woman who has a 3-carat ring, who's just gotten divorced, I get with her and I say, you should sell that thing and we should go to Hawaii. And then she does. Then I can see there's something in it for a man. There's not much in it for the guy who buys it.
I've given my husband complete permission. I said, when I die, sell the ring and go on a trip. And he knows that's what he can do with it. But if he likes it, he enjoys it. I think he gets a kick out of showing it off to his friends. We've only been married about a year and a half, and when we first got engaged, he showed the ring off to people more than I did. I think he felt proud of it.
Well, again, just because somebody is proud of something doesn't mean they're smart.
True, and that's why I say if somebody can't afford it and you don't have the extra money and it's something that you're going to really hurt yourself over. But if you have plenty of money and it's not, it's like, if he drives a nice car and then he wants me to have a nice ring. So
well, a car is a utilitarian device. It has uses. It even has business uses. A diamond ring is none of that.
It makes me happy, and you know how it says I can't base my happiness on the diamond.
But here's why it makes women. Here's why it makes women happy, including you. First of all, we all know that a man has the most beautiful woman he can afford. So when a woman has a 3-carat diamond ring, she says to herself, "I must be really beautiful and desirable because look at the ring he bought me." You ever see the fat women in the mall, and there they are with the big fat fingers with a little diamond crumb and a big claw holding it in place? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
All right. There is a mathematical formula. We've talked about this on the air before, okay?
And I agree with that.
The bigger the knuckle, the smaller the diamond.
Yeah. And I agree with it, and I'm not anything near...
They are inversely proportional.
Huh?
They are inversely proportional.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not like God's gift.
Anytime you see a fat chick with a 3-carat diamond, she bought it for herself.
Well, but I'm just saying it does bring me happiness, and it brings him happiness too.
Why would it bring him happiness?
Because of the good.
So you're telling me if he didn't spend all this money, you wouldn't treat him as nicely?
I probably would, but every time I see the ring, it reminds me even more.
All right, so if you would treat him the same, what's in it for him?
Well, I'm saying this reminds me more. So if I were driving home today and I didn't have a very big ring on, I might not think about what special can I do for him. But when I'm driving home...
then you wouldn't be treating him as nicely.
Well, I just think how much he loves me.
So what does that say about your marriage? You needed a multi-$1,000 gift in order to remember to treat your husband nicely. And you would not treat him as nicely. But that's my point. So he had to essentially pay for that privilege.
So he's benefiting from it.
How about I just buy you a string and tie it around your finger?
Probably wouldn't make me as happy or him as happy.
But you would see that string and it would remind you, time to make me happy.
Yeah, but that string's not going to make me as happy as my...
But that's my point. He had to spend money to get you to treat him nicely.
Well, I don't know what else to say. I love it.
You love it. I'm sure you do love it because it raises your self-esteem because you think, I must be really desirable if I have a 3-carat ring.
I don't know that I've ever thought that, but I do know it makes me feel good. And it makes
Maybe you've never verbalized it out loud, but clearly that's what's going on here.
Well, I guess I'm pretty special then, and that
There we
makes me
go.
happy.
I just think of all those fat women with those diamond crumbs over that big, fat, hairy knuckle. And their poor husbands who are making 48 months of payments on those.
Well, see, that's the thing. He doesn't have to do that. He was able to pay cash and get it done, and, so he didn't have to struggle to buy it.
Well, fat chicks generally are with guys who have to make 48 months of payments on everything. They're the people who have to buy. They're the people who buy mattresses and don't make a payment until 2007. These are the people who buy TVs and don't make a payment until 2007. These are the people who buy things on the 48, 60, and 72-month payment plans.
Yes.
Oh, the only kind of wife they can afford is a chunkster.
Yes.
And these are the women with the little diamond crumbs. I mean, I could draw a whole psychographic profile. I'm a marketing guy.
But I just wanted to give you a point of view of somebody who actually has it on her hand and how I feel about it.
Well, I could have guessed how you would have felt about it, dear.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
That's a good slogan for our show. Better than a fatal accident.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM's our telephone number. 1 week from tomorrow, we'll be in Seattle at the Phoenix Underground. Anybody can come. There's no charge. It's men, it's women, it's anybody over the age of 21. Hopefully some hot chicks. We'll get chicks, but we love getting the hot chicks. If you're a 9 or a 10, you don't want to wait in line to get in, just email us your photo. Gary and I will give it a good once-over. Send it to Tom at blowmeuptom.com. That's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. 1 week from tomorrow at the Phoenix Underground in Seattle. The show begins at 3 p.m. Seattle time. The doors open sometime after 2. Get there early. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Talking about this ad in the Los Angeles Times, page 823 today. For a jewelry store. It talks about a liquidation sale of diamonds. And the headline of the ad says, when your wife is happy, your life is happy. And then it reiterates. It says in bigger letters, happy wife equals happy life. Outrageous. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Jason on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Jason.
Hey, I really feel that ad actually falls into some of the tenets of Leykis 101.
How so?
Well, you've said that the more money a gentleman makes, the better looking wife he can get as trophy wife.
But that doesn't mean to spend it.
Well, I feel that maybe if the guy's not handling his business, whether in the bed or he doesn't have the composure, the suave, to keep his wife happy in check.
A diamond ring does not keep a woman in check. She'll take that diamond ring, go right out to the dance floor on Girls' Night Out. She won't think twice about it.
I'm not sure. I'm thinking that maybe the gentleman needs the trophy wife to make himself better, feel better. And maybe the women have the same type of deal. They don't have the trophy wife. The trophy husband, he makes good money, and they want to wear the trophy on their finger.
Well,
maybe when she's out with her girlfriend, she can say, look, look what I got. Look what my husband gave.
Well, see, I personally, I'm opposed generally to marriage for most people anyway, or even living together. I'm just opposed to it. And so I certainly don't believe that guys with money should be buying women big diamond rings so they can have trophy wives. There's nothing 101 about that. What's 101 is having money and women liking the smell of money and wanting to be with you because you have money, power, or fame.
Right.
But the trick is not to give them any of the benefits of your money, power, and fame. Oh, sure, if I get a good seat at a concert and I didn't pay for the ticket, I might bring a chick along to sit in the seat next to me. But other than that, no, you don't spend that money. You just don't do it.
Well, at some point, if the gentleman is thinking long term and he knows that he's not a looker, he's like I said, he doesn't have the game to obtain that trophy wife.
But that's my point. You see, the guy who's not a looker, who has money, the trick is just keep dating. Because women will date you on the come. They will date you because you have potential or because they have potential to get what you have.
Right. And
the trick is to burn them off like a wart once they start falling in love with you.
Well, that's the idea. Now, does everybody follow that? No. These guys...
They should. It would work.
All through high school, all through college, they weren't getting any women. And so now that they got making a little bit of money and putting it away and making smart choices for themselves financially, they get a nice piece of tail.
But you don't have to give the money away. That's my point. The point I always make on this show is you do not need to give the money away. You just have to have money.
And I agree with you. I am not speaking from personally. I am married. I'm 31. I keep my wife. You know, I followed the Lycus 101, and I kind of changed it a little bit to make it work for me and my marriage. But right now, my wife's at home. Dinner's done. She's wearing a $99 wedding ring from Sears, and you know, I don't worry about any of that stuff. And it's partly due to Lycus 101 and the things that you teach your students. But I feel that these gentlemen that at some point, in order to keep the woman, they're going to have to give them a little bit of some of that money because they're not hitting it good in the sack. They're not looking, you know, their girlfriends.
Well, I say when she's dissatisfied, fight fire with fire. The best defense is good offense. Kick her out before she kicks you out.
Right. Well, maybe.
Don't try to kiss up to her by spending money on her. Forget it. Move on to the next victim.
Right. Well, if there's enough money put away, what's $3,000 really? Think about it.
Again, it's $3,000 I could have invested and rolled over many times. That's what it is. You can't have that attitude. What's $3,000? $3,000 becomes $6,000 becomes $12,000. That's what it is. Alexander on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I think the whole concept of a trophy wife a lot of times is just misery loves company. I mean, if you're living an artificial existence, you're not happy with what you do, then you're going to probably find a girl who will listen to whatever you say to gratify your existence. And in exchange, you buy her diamonds to make her feel accomplished because she's basically hiding to your image because she has no self-esteem. I had this funny situation where I was almost engaged, and a friend of mine turned me on to your show, and she was from Brazil, and I was in the process of making a ton of money, had a business going. And, of course, when I had to let other things going on, she became less available, and I had to get rid of her. And so, in the course of that, I was at this store, and I met this guy. He was European, and he was making a comment that a lot of this is going to probably make a lot of phones jump off the hook, but he was saying a lot of women from third world countries, they have a lack of a sense of family. And as far as getting an education, as far as getting a sense of accomplishment, it's zero. And the best way to make them feel good in their eyes a lot of times is sex or having material things bought for them. And he was saying that, in his opinion, even the same thing exists in America. I mean, how many marriages end up in divorce as a result of a lot of single parents running around?
That's why I tell people don't get married. You get with a woman, and when she starts demanding you buy her things, you cut her off.
Yeah.
And then move on.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with that. And the funny thing is, kind of like to validate his argument about American women was, I met these French girls. They're exchange students. And I was so shocked, I was asking for some directions to take them out to the Hollywood Grove, and this woman was in a Benz, and she wouldn't talk to me because she was in a Benz. I'm not in the best of cars. I'm in an okay car. And the French girl said, who is this woman to just not even acknowledge you, just to point way to go? They called her the B word, and they said, just because she has a Benz, she might as well invest in a personality instead of that car that some man probably bought her. And I was very shocked. And, I mean, these girls actually, they pay for my gas, and they actually treat me to meals because they enjoy the experience of me taking them out. and they are
what I've said. You've heard what I've said about American women versus women from other countries. You've heard what I've said.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I want to move to Paris. Maybe that's extreme, but, I mean, I would like to marry a French woman after this experience. I mean, these girls, I mean, they're not materialistic, and ironically, both of these girls are models, and they're trying to get some things going. They already have a college education, but they're models, and, of course, they have plans if they don't get signed. But and they're foreign exchange students right now, and you know, and they've got it going on. I mean, classy, nice. And, yeah, I mean, then they totally value a man based on how he treats or not on what he has. I mean, of course, Leonardo DiCaprio stepped up to one of them. They'd probably give him the time of day, but they wouldn't be rude to me. I'd be shocked if they were.
It all sounds good to me.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I met this girl the other night, and she's really hot, but she comes up to me at the bar and she goes, "Oh, I want to be friends first."
You got friends, right? Did you ever think of placing a classified ad saying, you know what I need? Some more pals.
I wanted to be friends with my penis.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Joe on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good. Okay, I just want to make a couple of quick points. I think a diamond has a lot of use in a relationship or whatever.
Why is that?
Why? Because, you know, let's say you walk into a place, right? You have a good taste, right? You're a guy who goes to restaurants, you go out. You want to walk in with your girl, and you want to have a nice diamond on. You know why? Because first of all, you eliminate all the douchebags that are around. And number two, you feel like so much more proud, you know?
Oh, I don't know why you would, and I might tell you, you don't chase anybody away. Let me tell you, some of the women who have come on to me the strongest had big rocks.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you're with your lady. I'm saying when you're with your lady, not when you're trying to get a girl. I'm talking about a person in a relationship.
Well, if your woman is that shallow, that without a diamond, that she would allow herself to be chatted up by every slob who comes along, who did you marry?
It's not that she would be shallow, but when you walk in, it puts you at a different level. It's like a guy walking into your office with a suit, or he's going to walk in with some jeans and sneakers. Which one are you going to look at differently? Are you going to look at the guy with the suit more?
I personally, the fact is, if guys want to look at your chick, they're going to look at her.
Yeah, no, I don't care if they look.
And a diamond ring is not going to change that.
The diamond ring is a different piece. When you're around certain type of crowd, when you're around certain type of people, especially more high-end, more luxurious people, that is the way they look at you. I mean, it's just like driving do you drive a pickup truck or do you drive a Mercedes? Well, I mean, what do you want to drive? What do you like to drive?
Guess what? Whatever car I've ever owned, I owned it for my own comfort. I really don't care what people think.
That's exactly the way you guys think from a woman's point of view. That's what they think about a diamond. I mean, I can give my lady a small little band. She'll be happy, like a little rock. But if I can afford it, like a couple of callers earlier, like the lady said, if I can afford getting her something better, why not? It's just like a better car.
Because it has no use at all.
No, you're wrong. It has a lot of use.
No, it doesn't.
I'm telling you, the use you get. The use is the sense of pride that you have and the way people look at you.
So, in other words, you would not be proud unless you spent $8,000 on a diamond ring.
It's not unless I don't have to spend that $8,000. That's like
you're proud anyway, right?
I'm proud anyway, yeah.
So, all right, so you don't need a ring for that.
Yeah. So what's the point of living? You want to live for the good.
What do you mean? What's the point of living? Because I don't feel pride in having a woman wear a diamond ring. There's no point in living. Should I just jump off a building now?
No, I don't mean in that sense. I mean you live for the better things in life, and if you can afford something better for your wife.
But even the better things in life, you know what? I'm selective. There are certain things that are expensive that I have no use for. I just took a trip to Bordeaux. Bordeaux. You know how much that cost? My God, a trip to Bordeaux. I took a trip to Bordeaux, France.
Yeah.
$11,000. $11,000 for that, okay? But was it worth it? You bet. It was the experience of a lifetime.
Well,
I have stories I can tell, places I went, wines I tasted, people I still know and correspond with. It was an experience. I got something out of that. If I spend that money on a diamond ring, what do I get?
Okay. we're talking from what does the lady get? And
No, I don't give a rat's ass what she gets. I care what my return on investment is. That's what I care about. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.